Hello and welcome to my channel. I am Mensah Augustine. Please, if you are new here, kindly subscribe to my channel. And if you have been watching my videos and if you're not yet subscribed, please kindly subscribe for us to grow the mathematics community. In this lesson, we'll be looking at limits graphically. So let's take this example and then it will build our understanding. Now, this is a graph of g of x. So you are going to use this graph to answer these questions. Now, the first question is that we have to find g of 0. So let's find g of 0. So let's locate 0. This is 0. That is the center here. So if we take 0, then here there's a hole. But here, we've deepened it, so it means that g of 0 is equal to 5. That is, if you plug in 0 for x, g will take 5. Very simple as that. That is because the circle here is shaded, or because there's a closed circle at 5. Because there's a closed circle at 5. G of 0 is equal to 5. Okay, now let's see the next one. The next one is that we have to find f of 3. Sorry, g of 3. We have to find g of 3. And what is g of 3? That is, we are going to look at this. So when you trace this one, this is g of 3, but you see that here there's an open circle. So since there's an open circle there, you see that g of 3 is undefined. G of 3 is undefined because of this opened circle. Because of the open circle there, it is undefined. Very simple as that. Now let us find g of negative 3. So you see that as we approach here, if you take g of negative 3, this is the line. You see that there's no value there. If you take this one, you will not get any value corresponding to the y-axis. You will not get any value corresponding to the y-axis. So you see that this one is also what? Undefined. Because there is no either closed circle at the top or at the bottom. You're not getting g of x here nor there. So this one is undefined because it is on this line. You can't trace it to any value of y on the y-axis. So it is undefined. So no closed circle here either. So it is just what? A vertical asymptote. It's just a vertical asymptote. Now, let's talk about g of 5. If we take g of 5, what are we going to get? So let's see g of 5. Let's trace it to this. See that we have shaded this. So let's trace it to the y-axis. Straight. It comes to 2.5. So g of 5 is 2.5. Very simple as that. Now, let's take the next question. So here, since there's a closed circle there, we say that g of 5 is equal to 2.5. But if it happens that this circle becomes an open circle like we have here, then we say that this one is undefined. Now let's check the other one. We are going to use the graph to find this. We are going to use the graph to find the limit of f of x as x approaches 0 from the right and also, the limit of g of x. Why have I been using f of x? The limit of g of x as x approaches 0 from the left. So now, let's start out from the right side. This is 0. So, as x approaches 0 from the right, let's trace this. You get here. Let's trace this. It will go here. If we trace this, then you see that we are getting to 5 at the top there. So as x approaches 0 from the right, g of x will also approach 5. Wow. Now let's look at x approaching 0 from the left. So this is the left side of 0. So as x approaches 0, you see that g of x will also approach 2. So here, as x approaches 0 from the left, g of x will also approach 2. Very, very simple as that. G of x will also approaches 2. So now, you see that the limit, let me use this marker. You see that the limit of g of x as x approaches 0 from the right is not equal to the limit of g of x as x approaches 0 from the left. So you say that the limit of g of x, so you conclude that the limit of g of x, what is the nice marker that I was using? That's the one? Okay. So you said that the limit of g of x as x approaches 0 does not exist. So does not exist because the left hand side limit is not equal to the right hand side limit. So we conclude that the limit of g of x as x approaches 0 does not exist, because here we have x approaching 0 from the right, we get 5, and here as x approaches 0 from the left, we get 2. We have been saying that the left hand side limit and the right hand side limit has nothing to do at the point. It has something to do with the behavior as x approaches the point. So as x approaches 0, we are looking at the behavior of those values approaching the 0 from the left and then from the right. We are not interested in the 0. So as x approaches 0 from the left, you see that g of x also approach 2, and x approaches 0 from the right, g of x approaches 5. So since the one-sided limits are not the same, then we are saying that the limit of g of x as x approaches 0 does not exist. Now let's look at another one. We are going to look at the limit let's look at this one. That is the limit of g of x as x approaches 3 from the left, and the limit of g of x as x approaches 3 from the right. Let's look at that one. So this is 3. So as x approaches 3 from the left side, we need the behavior of the points close. So you see that the value will approach here. So let's trace this value here. So if you trace this to this, that is 1. So as x approaches 3 from the left hand side, g of x will also approach 1. So you put there 1 and it's positive 1. And then as x approaches 3 from the right, you see that g of x will approach what? 1. So here we state that since the left hand side limit is equal to the right hand side limit, then the limit of g of x as x approaches 3 is equal to 1. And that is what we have there. That is what we have there. Very, very simple as that. Now, is there any other question that we can take, and then we will say goodbye. I hope that's all for this question. There's no other question that we can take. So that is that. Here is negative, 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 negative. That is negative x-axis, negative, 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 negative y-axis. I did not bring it, but naturally you have here to be negative x-axis and you have here to be negative y-axis. Okay, thank you for watching, and please subscribe to my channel. Bye bye.